Hopefully people get to see this video before Necrostorm tried to strike it.
Facciamo una cosa. Adesso io mi giro così tu vedi che non c'è nessuno.
No, no, no,
Giuro.
no, no. Aiuto.
Independent films are a much more viable market now with the advent of the internet. All it takes is one good YouTube video to take off and you've got some pretty decent traction to not only share your creation, but make a buck too. Nowadays you have Indiegogo and Kickstarter, hell even Dragon's Den to get funded. But if you can't, you just gotta do it all yourself. It reminds me of films like Clerks or The Evil Dead. Low production values, but so much effort and passion put into them. That's what Necrostorm have been doing for a little while now. You might know them from their infamously cancelled game Death Cargo, but their films are where it's at. They're influenced by over-the-top 80s splatter flicks, focused on creepy atmospheres, techno soundtracks, and gallons of Kensington blood. And Adam Chaplin fits right into that mix. The film follows a man named Adam whose wife is killed by a mob boss, and he makes a deal with a demon in order to track down her killers and exact his revenge. It's a pretty simple plot, but be honest, you're not here for the narrative. It's just a nice bittersweet tale to guide you from death scene to death scene. The film is a gorehound's dream. It's an incredibly violent flick from the first scene to the last. And while it's surprisingly anime influenced, it's animated so well that this aspect never comes across as out of place. I mean, you have Adam clawing a man to shreds with his nails, punching him so fast that he never touches the ground, and doing that samurai pause and then teleport attack that anime figures love to do. Whenever you see cartoon violence in a film, it is extremely difficult to pull off, because the speed real life moves doesn't allow for the timing of the slapstick to work properly. That same kind of issue could have cursed this film, but everything is done in the way it should be, and highlights the combat perfectly. The dubbing is terrible, and I'm not talking about in English, I mean the native Italian never syncs up. The very first scene a guy's talking, not only is it never lined up with what he's saying, but his lips don't ever touch. It's ridiculous, but it adds to the charm. It's such a weird thing. It's like Bethesda games, where people saw the bugs and issues as part of the experience to bond over, while other games will get lambasted for it. I can't really explain why it doesn't annoy me and I don't mind it here, but it would in something like Evil Aliens. You just kinda laugh it off since the rest of the movie is done so well. The atmosphere and music really kick ass, and the way the visuals have been propped up in post really help mask the flaws.
This boy is not correct. He is flawed.
Considering the budget, the gore effects are fucking awesome. Like I say, it harkens back to films like The Evil Dead, where the makeup is never consistent or always that good, but it's just so much fun seeing all the inventive ways they pull it off that you don't care. Like here, it's just a guy getting red water poured on his head in front of a green screen. They just cut it off at the scalp to make him look like a bloody mess. I can't stress enough, it's an insanely gory film. By the end, it rivals films like Braindead or even the Evil Dead remake. There's so much of the red stuff getting chucked about. Limbs go flying, bodies are burnt to ash, and it all happens with a satisfying pulpy squelch every time. It is still a low budget indie film however, so a lot of it just barely scrapes above home media levels of quality. It was never so ugly or fake that I felt pulled out of the experience though. They did an awesome job with what they had. The characters are all twisted and disfigured in some way. It may be to hide who the actors are, but it also adds to the unsettling vibe the film is going for. There's an early scene with a robber and I swear I could not take my eye off his nose. And yeah, let's talk about the villain. It's the most insane mafia boss you'll ever see. He's about 10 foot tall, has all his skin burnt off and IV tubes running all over the place, and a mask grafted directly into his face flesh. It's just such a cool design, and he's the best character in the movie, with a horrifying backstory and a killer persona.
Per l'amor di Dio.
And what is this giant death-dealing mafioso's name? Dennis. The Demon Denny is also a highlight. He's a snivelling little shit who eggs Adam on to perform awful deeds, and he adds some nice comedic value to the film. It's all as subtle as a brick to the teeth. This is as over the top as a movie can get. It's a mad, mad world where people can survive getting their entire bodies smashed into a wall and then just continue a conversation. It's a film for violence lovers. People looking for a fun film that features hundreds of cool special effects, a chilling atmosphere, and some fast-paced action. It's a freight train of a movie too, bulldozing to a massive climax, which is basically a 15-minute straight melee of Adam destroying faceless goons. On a technical level, it's not a good film, but it is a highly entertaining one. I'd recommend you check it out if you can bag a copy. I'd also recommend their movie Hotel Inferno 2 Cathedral of Pain, which is as ridiculously entertaining as it sounds too. Necrostorm has a good selection of movies now, and they keep improving with every release. And their next film? That's right, Adam's coming back, baby.